Well, he's got, once again, as ever, a competitive field to beat. Back from 12 to 1 down to 5 to 1, Andy Post, joint favourite this morning. Full list of runners and riders now from Peter O'Sullivan.
2 is Swanee Prince, John Frankham. 3, FAULOON, Bill Smith. 4, Mountain Castle, Derek Oldham. 6, Farmer, Ted Waite. 7, Cool Aaron Boy, Ben de Haan. 8, New Top, Martin Coyle. 9, Essentia, Anthony Weather. 10, Willie Wumpkins, Mr. Jim Wilson. 12, Othman, Paul Barton. 13, Unknown Target, Mr. Karen O'Toole. 14, Polly Toodle, who's Blinkered, Philip Hobbs. 16, Sawspring, Peter Scudamore. 16, Reggie Driffield, Colin Tinkler. 17, Palestrina, William Newton. 18 is Blinkered, Wait and See, written by Sam Mooreshead. 19, Charles Swift, Mark Elliott. 20, Normandy Sign, Mark Brisbane. 21, Poor Excuse, Martin Charles. 22, Grand Rose, John Williams. And 24, Kate's Boy, written by Tony Buffum. And the first we see is number 3, the partner of Bill Smith, FAULOON, as we rejoin Richard.
Yes, FAULOON. Remember, this is a handicap, and FAULOON has 11 stone 2. I don't think he's overburdened with that. Of course, time will tell. FAULOON trained by Fulk Warwin for Charles Bird, who used to own Fort Devon. This horse bought as a replacement for him. There is Fulk Warwin talking to Bill behind the horse. You can see him just giving the final orders. Well, this horse hasn't run a bad race all season. He's won 4 times, including in this on this course in December, and just failing to hold Royal Gay here at the end of that month. Willie Wumpkins is 5 to 1 favourite, FAULOON 11 to 2, Farmer 7 to 1, and 8 to 1, bar those 3. Well, as I was saying, FAULOON, he's really done well. His latest race was a strong finishing third to Gay Chance and Fort Belvedere in the Philip Corn Saddle of Gold, and he was doing really sterling work in the closing stages. Well, we've seen Gay Chance go on to win here this afternoon, the first race, so that is a great pointer to FAULOON's chances. There he is, number 3, and he'll take a lot of beating. Number 10 is the grand old stager, Willie Wumpkins. He's getting on in years, but he's certainly shown that he's no back number yet. He's the winner of this race the last 2 years, but he also won at the festival in 1973 when trained by Adrian Maxwell, so he knows his way around these undulating curves. There's Oliver Sherwood just shouting some encouragement to Jim Wilson. They're great rivals in the Amateur Championship. But Willie Wumpkins came back to form last time out when he was 3rd at Newbury, and on that occasion ridden by Robin Dickin. And now Mrs. Jane Pilkington, who is Jim Wilson's mother-in-law, very superstitious, and she puts Robin Dickin up on this horse and his pre-Cheltenham run every year, and it's worked twice before, so let's see if it'll work again today. He'd be a very popular winner. Number 7 is Coolrin Boy, one of Fred Winter's 2 runners. This one ridden by Ben de Haan, who gave Stop such a good ride in the last race. Stop ran a superb race, I thought, to finish 3rd there. And Coolrin Boy blotted his copybook last time out when unseating his rider, and that was his first run since Boxing Day when he beat his stable companion Swanee Prince, who he meets again today. And he beat him fairly easily at Wincanton, but this is a different course, a different day. But Coolrin Boy, very nice, very lean, long individual, probably not the most handsome horse in training, but he's got a motor. New Top, this is the representative of Oriel Sinclair's, again a rather long, elongated character, very leggy as well, but quite useful. Last season won 3 races, including 2 at Chepstow in the mud. Martin Coyle has the ride here, and Martin doing tremendously well with 15 winners. He's based with Toby Balding and making the most of his chances. Well, this one has been prepared for this race and was 2nd earlier on, but a couple of disappointing races recently with a lot of weight on her back. She's down to 10 stone 9 here, and Martin Coyle reduces it by 4 pounds to 10.5. This one will go close. There's a lot of confidence behind it. So as New Top goes out, we have some betting for you.
And New Top, you see there, is 14 to 1. There's close betting between Willie Wumpkins and FAULOON. Willie Wumpkins the 5 to 1 favourite still. FAULOON 11 to 2. Farmer 7 to 1. Sawspring 8 to 1. Essentia, Swanee Prince 12 to 1. And on 14 to 1, New Top, Mountain Castle, Othman, and Coolrin Boy. Polly Toodle is 16 to 1. Reggie Driffield and Wait and See 20 to 1. Palestrina and Unknown Target 25 to 1. 33 to 1 bar these.
And there is the trophy that they're running for, the Coral Golden Hurdle Final. There are a lot of qualifiers for this through the year, and it is a real test of stamina. Run over 3 miles and a furlong. and they'll certainly be fighting. It won't be one easy, this trophy. Willie Wumpkins making his way down to the start. He loves the soft ground, he stays the trip, and he goes on this course. So he's got a lot in his favour. The fact that he is now 13 years of age, I think, is just one slight minus against him. Jim Wilson, and we see FAULOON 4-to-1 favourite, Willie Wumpkins 6-to-1. And FAULOON, in fact, we hear is the best turned out horse. There he is, just turning round, and his lad, Paddy Crotty, he gets the £50 given by the sponsors. Paddy, who's been with Fulk Warwin for many, many years, he's best known in Lambourne as a harmonica player. He certainly livens up the pubs on a wet evening in Lambourne. But there's FAULOON, probably waiting for a lead down. Very few horses like to lead away from here. As I say, the stables are just behind them. They know where they are, and you can see FAULOON none too keen to go down, but Bill sensibly waiting for someone else to give him a lead. There is Ottman, that's on his right, FAULOON's right. But I did think how well FAULOON looked in the paddock. His coat was really like a seal's. Now, Swanee Prince going up there in the light colours, the light blue colours, number 2. This one owned by Mrs. Irene Dewhurst, who's been with Fred Winter for many years, farmer 8-to-1 from Sevens, and he's been a good servant to her, but he had some very unusual preparation. On Monday I saw the owner's daughter, Fiona Whittaker, riding this one out at exercise, and she lives in Aberdeen, so she'd come a long way to ride him. And Fiona, of course, better known as the owner of Lucius, the Grand National winner. Well, Swanee Prince had a spell over fences, but didn't like it at all, and has reverted now to the smaller obstacles. He ran very well to finish second to stable companion Coolrin Boy at Wincanton on Boxing Day. But since then he's been unplaced, but he didn't disgrace himself, and you certainly can't rule this one out. He was 5th to Celtic Rambler, 8 lengths behind Willie Wumpkins last time out. Now just look at those crowds, the lawn, the stands themselves. There are a lot of people packed in here today. So Willie Wumpkins coming down to meet us. We have a show betting for you and the total results from the last race.
FAULOON 7-2. Remember that opened at 11-2, so there's a fair bit of money going on it. 7-2 favourite. Willie Wumpkins 7-1. Farmer 8-1. Saspring same price 8-1. Essentia 11-1. Swanee Prince 12s. New Top and Manton Castle 14-1. Coolrin Boy Othman 16-1. Wait and See Reggie Driffield 20-1. Polly Toodle is on 22-1. That opened at 16-1, so it's gone right out. On 25-1, Palestrina and Unknown Target. 33-1 bar.
Wait, Essentia is 10-1 from 11-1. That's Peter Bailey's representative. Peter, who's had 25 winners this season from a very small yard. He does tremendously well from the horses in his charge. And they're all Farmer just kicking out. Very nearly got the horse behind him. Farmer, you can see, going away from the hurdle there. He's the first to turn away. Number 6. He's only small, but he won at this meeting last year, but he hasn't shown a lot since then. He was one of the 2 winners that, just coming around the wing of the hurdle there, but he was one of the 2 winners that Chippenham farmer Bob Hawker produced at the festival last year. His horses have been running well all season, although we haven't seen Laxon, but this one, who was a winner, he's shown a semblance of his form, but not quite getting there, but I wonder if it will be today. That's Farmer, ridden by Ted Waite, who's attached to Bob Turnell's stable. And there behind him in the dark colours, that's Essentia number 9. This one won't be inconvenienced by either the distance or the going. She's notched up 4 victories during the winter and was far from disgraced at Ascot when 4th to Donegal Prince, and you saw what a good race he ran earlier in the day. Anthony Webber has the mount there, and you can see Anthony blowing his nose with a handkerchief. He's got the distinction of being practically the only jockey to carry a handkerchief. The others use somewhat different methods. But Anthony is a chiropractor in his spare time. He puts horses' backs and muscles right when they're having troubles, and very good at his job too. But good jockey, Anthony, and he's improved tremendously this year. He's got a bit of fire about him now when riding in a finish. If you'll remember seeing him ride Hopeful Shot here with us before Christmas, he really did get down and ride like a flat jockey. Well, we have another show betting for you.
FAULOON 7-2, Willie Wumpkins 7-1, Farmer 8-1, Saspring also 8-1, Essentia 10-1, opened at 12, so it's coming in a bit. Swanee Prince 12 to 1, Swanee Prince 11 to 1 rather, New Top 14 to 1, on 16 to 1, 3 of them. Manton Castle, Coolrin Boy and Othman, Wait and See and Reggie Driffield 20 to 1, Polly Toodle 22 to 1, Palestrina 25s, Unknown Target has gone out 3 points to 28 to 1, 33 to 1 bar.
And there, standing still in the middle, Polly Toodle, up from Weymouth, from Ted Swafield's yard. This one only 10-6 on his back, and Philip Hobbs riding. Well, Philip's having a good season with 19 winners. Well, Polly Toodle had 3 successes last season and hasn't quite lived up to it this year, but I did hear from a few of my Weymouth friends that they were coming up to back this one today. Well, I was amazed to see it drifting in the betting. It has had a holiday through the summer. It's been roughed off and let off the hook and brought back on the boil for this race. Well, we'll see how good Ted Swafield has been at doing just that. Philip is good form of the early part of the season until running well last time. FAULOON 3 to 1 favourite, Willie Wumpkins 13 to 2. This one ridden by Paul Barton, now striking form again, was second last time out. That was a month ago, when just failing to hold the fast finishing Oriental Rocket at Worcester, and that was a good run. She was noted by some of the very good judges in the press room, or that he was rather, running on strongly on that occasion. Certainly no mug, owned and trained by Harold Poole, and not too far away from here at Droitwich. So this one not without a chance. It's a very open race. There's Coolrin Boy coming back towards us, and also 16 Reggie Driffield there with the far side of New Top there with the white cap. That's Reggie Driffield. Well, this one proving quite a peculiar character really, because was greatly fancied at Warwick and didn't oblige, ran rather disappointingly, then went back there a month later and obliged at the odds of 50 to 1, really upsetting everyone. You can see obviously a hard pulling horse. He's got some gadget on his nose there to help Colin Tinkler wagon him. So that is Reggie Driffield, number 16. They've got 3 miles and a furlong to go.
Line up, please.
And the starter calling them in, so over to Peter O'Sullivan.
Thank you, Richard. Come on in.
And they're away. Willie Wumpkins towards the left of the picture. Over on the right, Normandy Sign, the sheepskin noseband. Between them, Kate's Boy and Poor Excuse. And Charles Swift and FAULOON right up there over on the very far side, as they come to the first of the 13 flights in all. Willie Wumpkins on the near side, FAULOON on the far side, Kate's Boy between horses. Then comes Poor Excuse and Coolrin Boy, and a Censure over on the far side, and Palestrina and Charles Swift and Manton Castle. Then Wait and See and New Top and Normandy Sign on the inner, and then Farmer and Polly Toodle. Then comes Othman. Behind Othman is South Spring, and South Spring's stable companion Unknown Target right upsides him. Back marker at the moment is Grand Rose. Beginning to swing left-handed. Kate's Boy and Willie Wumpkins from Coolrin Boy and FAULOON and Palestrina and Poor Excuse and a Censure and Charles Swift and New Top. Behind them, Manton Castle and Wait and See and Farmer and Polly Toodle and Normandy Sign and Othman and Unknown Target. South Spring, Swanee River, Swanee Prince, I should say, comes next, with Reggie Driffield on the inside, and finally Grand Rose. And over this one, Willie Wumpkins from Kate's Boy over the second. And then FAULOON, then Poor Excuse and a Censure on the inside, and Coolrin Boy on the outer with Palestrina close. Just in behind them, Wait and See and Manton Castle and New Top and Charles Swift, and Grand Rose still the back marker. These 20 runners coming down to the third of the 13 flights in this Coral Golden Hurdle final, and old Willie Wumpkins just in the lead from Kate's Boy, a little between the two. FAULOON on the inner. On the outer is Coolrin Boy. Just behind Coolrin Boy is Poor Excuse, and then a Censure and Wait and See, and then New Top, and then Manton Castle, and behind Manton Castle is Polly Toodle. Behind Polly Toodle is Unknown Target with South Spring and Farmer. Palestrina, the back marker still Grand Rose, over the fourth. And there it was Kate's Boy who landed in the lead from Willie Wumpkins and FAULOON. Coolrin Boy is fourth. A Censure is next, and followed by Poor Excuse on the outside, and then New Top and Wait and See and Farmer. There's behind them Unknown Target and Polly Toodle. as they run downhill on the first circuit. Kate's Boy and Willie Wumpkins from FAULOON towards the very far right as we see them. Poor Excuse just in behind the leaders with Coulerian Boy and Farmer as they come to this flight. This will be number 5, Willie Wumpkins and Kate's Boy. Land together, a mistake there by Coulerian Boy, but he got away with it. Poor Excuse is just behind him, and then Farmer, and then New Top, and behind New Top is Manton Castle, FAULOON, and Wait and See, and then Essentia, as they come to another flight. The flight, which will be the second last on the next circuit, it's the 6th this time. Kate's Boy, Farmer, and Willie Wumpkins. These three just ahead of Poor Excuse and Coulerian Boy, and then FAULOON, and then Wait and See. Behind Wait and See is Manton Castle, then Unknown Target and Essentia, and behind Essentia Polly Toodle. Sass Spring in behind that group as they come up towards the next flight. Number 7, Willie Wumpkins and Kate's Boy from Farmer and Coulerian Boy and New Top, and Poor Excuse and FAULOON, and then Manton Castle and Essentia, Unknown Target and Polly Toodle and Reggie Driffield, and Sass Spring behind Sass Spring, Othman and Palestrina, and then Grand Nose and Swanee Prince behind them, Charles Swift, and Normandy's Sign is now the back marker, and as they run uphill, go out into the country on another complete circuit. It's Kate's Boy from the old man Willie Wumpkins, 13 years old, then Farmer. On the inside of Farmer is Poor Excuse, and then New Top, and behind New Top is FAULOON and Wait and See. Coulerian Boy on the outside of Wait and See, getting a little reminder there. Behind him is Manton Castle. Behind Manton Castle is Essentia, and then Sass Spring making a little ground on the inner now. Behind Sass Spring is Polly Toodle and Unknown Target and Reggie Driffield and Othman, and the leaders coming to flight number 8, Kate's Boy from Willie Wumpkins. New Top jumped in 3rd and Farmer 4, Coulerian Boy 5, Wait and See 6 and 7 is FAULOON, and 8 on the outside Polly Toodle, and 9 just behind them come Manton Castle as they run down to flight number 9, and old man Willie takes it up again. Willie Wumpkins from Kate's Boy and New Top, behind them Farmer, then Wait and See, then Polly Toodle, then on the outside Coulerian Boy, and over that one Willie Wumpkins from New Top. Kate's Boy, Wait and See now moves into 4th. Behind them come Farmer, behind Farmer Polly Toodle, behind them Essentia, and then comes Unknown Target and Othman, Coulerian Boy, and FAULOON the favourite under pressure there and making no progress at the moment as Willie Wumpkins is in the lead from New Top. Wait and See is 3rd. 4 is Kate's Boy, 5 Farmer, 6 Essentia, moving up a little bit now. 7 is Polly Toodle, and over that one Willie Wumpkins, 4 from home, landed in the lead from in 2nd place. New Top in 3rd place is Wait and See, then quite a gap to Farmer in 4th. Then comes Othman, who's improving. Behind him Kate's Boy, then Essentia, then Unknown Target, and then Polly Toodle as they begin the run down the hill now with 3 flights left to jump in the Coral Golden Hurdle final, and it's Willie Wumpkins being pressed by New Top. Wait and See is in 3rd. There's a long gap then to Farmer as they come down now to the 3rd last. Willie Wumpkins being pressed still by New Top. Wait and See getting a little bit closer in 3rd place now. At the 3rd last, Willie Wumpkins from New Top. Mistake there by Wait and See, but didn't seem to interrupt his impetus. They're coming down now to the 2nd last flight. It's New Top in the sheepskin noseband and Willie Wumpkins little between the two. In 3rd place is Wait and See as they come to the 2nd last flight in this Coral Golden Hurdle final. Willie Wumpkins and New Top, there's nothing between them. Wait and See jumps in 3rd, Farmer 4, then comes Othman, and Willie getting tremendous encouragement from the crowd here. He's bidding to win it for the 3rd successive time. Willie Wumpkins from New Top, then Wait and See as they race to the final flight. Come on Willie, the crowd was shouting now. The 13-year-old veteran comes to the final flight with a 3-length advantage. He jumps in from Wait and See and New Top, and as they race into the closing stages, it's Willie Wumpkins from Wait and See moving into 2nd. New Top is 3rd as they race up towards the line. It's Willie Wumpkins from Wait and See and New Top. He's going to win it for the 3rd year in succession. His 4th triumph at Cheltenham. 13-year-old Willie Wumpkins has won the Coral Golden Hurdle final. 2nd was Wait and See, and 3rd New Top, and 4 Farmer, 5 Palestrina, and 6 Grand Rose, and behind them came Othman. Behind Othman was Polly Toodle and Essentia, and then Unknown Target, and behind them FAULOON, Sass Spring, Kate's Boy, Normandy's Sign, and so the results. First, number 10, Willie Wumpkins, owned by Mrs. Boy Pilkington, trained by her, and ridden by our son-in-law, Mr. Jim Wilson. Second was number 18, Wait and See, owned by Mr. R.H. Mann, trained by Fred Reimel and ridden by Sam Morshead. And third was number 8, New Top, owned by Mr. F.M. Sanderson, Mr. Frank Sanderson, trained by Miss Oriel Sinclair and ridden by Martin Coyle. Fourth was number 6, Farmer. Here's the old man himself. Here's how he did it as we review it with Richard Pittman.
Well, indeed, this is one of those moments that people here will really be pleased to see. An old horse ridden by a very popular jockey at the age of 13 and really striding away. Behind him, they're strung out. He got a little bit close to the last, just popped in nicely and out safely over it. Behind him, Wait and See, running his best race for some time. He's a good little horse. Good to see him coming back, and New Top has run tremendously. But you can see now Willie Wumpkins heading up the hill, back towards the stables, back towards the finish, and this is his 4th triumph at the age of 13. It's tremendous. His owner, trainer, Mrs. Boy Pilkington, trains just over the hill in the Cotswolds, and Jim Wilson overlooks the hill himself. This is one of those marvellous results.
What an old character he is. Bred in Ireland by Richard Hennessy. 1973, when he achieved his first Cheltenham Festival success, he was in fact trained in Ireland and became the 100th post-war winner for Irish-trained horses at the festival. And he's won by a remarkable official 12 lengths, with 3 lengths separating second and third. The 13-2 second favourite, won it by 4 lengths last year in heavy ground, 5 lengths the year before in heavy ground. And back in 73, as a mere stripling, a 5-year-old, he won the Aldsworth Hurdle. Scoring by only a neck that day. So is the second veteran to win at the festival, highlighted by the triumph of 11-year-old Sea Pigeon, the first 11-year-old to win the champion hurdle since Hatton's Grace in 1951, and the only other 11-year-old apart from Hatton's to win the supreme title in hurdling. And this old fellow who ran a cracking trial, I thought, recently, now winning the Coral Golden Hurdle Final over 13 flights of hurdles at the age of 13. Locally trained and tremendously popular with the locals. He surely knows he's won it. It's by London Gazette, out of a mare by Black Tarquin. And the starting prices and trialer dividend as follows.
First, number 10, Willie Wumpkins, 13-2. Second, number 18, Wait and See, 25-1. Third, number 8, New Top, 14-1. And fourth, number 6, Farmer, 8-1. First, Willie Wumpkins, 13-2. Second, Wait and See, 25-1. Third, New Top, 14-1. And fourth, Farmer, at 6-1. At 8-1 rather.